Hi, welcome to educators.com. I'm Shravanti, your Hadoop instructor. In this module, we are going to discuss about what is Sqoop, Sqoop1 architecture, and Sqoop2 architecture. What is Sqoop? So with the help of the Apache Sqoop, you can do an import and export of the data from Hadoop to your external data sources like RDBMS or vice versa. That means, suppose you are having your data into your Oracle database or MySQL database, and you wanted to load that data from RDBMS into your Hadoop. In that case, we can use the Apache Sqoop import, and we can load the data from the RDBMS into our Hadoop. Similar way, if you wanted to load the data back from the Hadoop to RDBMS or any other relational data stores, you can use the Sqoop exports as well. So here, each and everybody like RDBMS having the special connectors. Suppose if you wanted to load the data from the MySQL database, you have to download a MySQL connector. For the Oracle, we do have a OJDBC6 connector. Likewise, every database is having a specific connector. You just need to place that particular connector file, the ZAR file, into your library directory of the Sqoop installation folder. And here, if you see this, with the help of the Sqoop import, we can load the data from the RDBMS and document-based systems that are nothing but the NoSQL databases, like a MongoDB is one of the document-based system, and any other traditional enterprise data warehousing tools as well. So these are all the things we call it as external data stores. So to load the data from such kind of the sources into your Hadoop, like not only into the HDFS, with the help of the Sqoop imports, you can also load into the Hive tables, you can also load into the HBase, you can load into any of these Hadoop with the help of the Sqoop import commands. Similar way, we do have a Sqoop export. With the help of that, we can load the data from the Hadoop, RDBMS, or any of the NoSQL databases or data warehousing tools as well. So here we have two versions of the Sqoop. One is a Sqoop and other one is a Sqoop2. So if you see the Sqoop1 architecture, as part of this, you will be executing all the commands like a Sqoop import commands as part of the command line. And it is a client-based system, we call it as. It is not a client-server architecture. You will be directly having a client and you will be entering all your client details as part of your commands as part of your Sqoop client itself. And also, if you observe this, it is having only the map task, because internally the Sqoop also uses this similar to Hive or Pig, how it is using the map reduce. Here it uses only the map task. There is no reducer task in the Sqoop. As I mentioned you, with the help of the Sqoop, from these enterprise data warehouse document-based NoSQL databases or RDBMS, you can load that into your Hadoop, HBase, or Hive, any of these things. So when you see the Sqoop1, that is a Sqoop we usually call it as, we'll be having some security concerns, because as I mentioned you that you have to execute the Sqoop import commands as part of the command line. So when you are entering as part of the command line, you have to enter the -user and -password. So these are all the credentials you have to openly share it. So that is the one of the security concern. And the other one is everything you will be entering as part of your command line, and there is a chance that it can lead to the error-prone connectors. That means you can enter some of the errors while entering those credentials also. And also, this is only a client-side installation, and whatever the connectors it needs, it always uses the JDBC connectors itself in the Sqoop1. And also, as we saw that it uses only the map jobs. So debugging the map job is also tough and it is having a limited tuning. By considering all of these Sqoop1 limitations, they have come up with something called a Sqoopq2. So with the help of the Sqoopq2, this is a client-server architecture. And also, instead of entering your usernames and the passwords over the command line, you will be creating a connectors. That means administrators will be creating a connectors, and whoever wants to use that, we can just give the connector name. And here if you see, I do have a Sqoop client. It can be a command line and it can be a user interface as well. We do have a Sqoop server, which consisting of all the connectors and the metadata information of REST APIs and everything. And here, unlike your Sqoop1, Sqoop2 can consisting of both map task as well as the reducer task as well. You can see it here, both of them. So with the help of this Sqoop2, the security wise or ease of use and using the connectors, it is very, very powerful when you compare to the Sqoop1. And as we mentioned that Sqoop2 is a client-server architecture, and as a server we will be using the Apache web server. If you want to install your Sqoop2s, and you can update your Catalina properties files. And the connector information like the usernames and the passwords to connect to the databases, you can simply have it that as part of your admin will be creating that, and everybody will be using that particular connectors. And also we do have the web-based UI. GUI is there to do the import and export setups, so that there is a less chance of error proning. And Sqoop is more secure because of these connectors and because of the server client architectures. So that is the differences of your Sqoop1 and the Sqoop2 architecture wise. So summary, in this module we understand the purpose of the Sqoop to load the data transfers, doing the bulk data transfers and doing the import and exporting of the data from the RDBMS to the Hadoop and Hadoop to your any of the relational data stores. And also we have seen that the Sqoop uses a connector based architecture, that is a client one. Only the Sqoop1 is a client based architecture, wherein you have to enter your credentials over the command line, so not secure. To overcome that, the Sqoop2 is the client server architecture, and wherein you will be having the connectors, and admin will be creating the connectors and everybody else is using those connectors, and it is very secure. In the next module, we are going to see how to connect to your Cloudera Quick Start VM to do these data transfers from your MySQL database to our Hadoop distributed file system, and also into the Hive tables as well. Thank you. Let's catch up in the next module.